Hey, welcome to a sort of special edition unboxing. So we're gonna look at some vinyls. I did vinyls once. I did a bunch of like Taylor Swift vinyls, and Severance. These are from Mondo. Mondo does amazing jobs with their vinyls, and I love Severance. So here's the thing. You see, why is there a shoot? There's only one vinyl, one soundtrack. It's a season 1 soundtrack. There's 2 different versions. There is the Innie version and there's the Outie version. If you've watched the show, you know what that means. Basically, the show is you work at this company and your brain, you get a chip in your brain. So when you're on the severance floor, you don't remember your outer life. So you're there for your 8 hours, whatever. You end of the workday, 5 o'clock, you get in the elevator, you come out, boom, you have no idea what you did. It's crazy, but while you're working, you're not going to be distracted by something happening at home or with a significant other, or if you had a loss in your family or anything like that. And I guess on the other hand, if you're doing like some sort of like high risk stuff, your employer doesn't have to worry about you talking about your job. So they did these 2 different versions. Because I love the show so much, I couldn't decide which one. So sucker Tony, I got both of them. So we're gonna look at both of these and to see what they I almost forgot like what's in them. You can see. So I'm not used to. I'm not often in front of the camera. I'm usually doing it from behind the camera. So hopefully everything is going to line up. You can see the track listing, and again, it's the same on both, but you get all these extras. So let me try carefully opening this. And I got these. I forget when I got these. I think earlier in the week, and I've been waiting. So now the kind of bummer, because this you'll notice this is Lumen. It's a Lumen logo, but they put Mondo on there. So it's kind of a bummer that you take the plastic off and you're losing that. So then it's like, what do you keep the plastic? Who keeps the plastic? So maybe I don't know. We'll see. I don't need pieces of plastic sitting around, but maybe I'll just keep this part. Just slice that off. So this is the Outie version, and it's kind of interesting. Outie, it's a little plain, almost looks like it's like a cardboard box, and we can see a mark here and there. So now I'm assuming this is going to slide out, right? I can't do it backwards. I want to carefully do it. It's pretty snug. Okay, then so what you see when you slide it, you see 2 of his coworkers, but we open this up, and you can see his 3rd coworker. I'm so eagerly waiting for the 2nd season. I know I should just like rewatch the 1st season again. So we have that. And I'm like, what is this? This Miss Corbell, right? And then if you look on the inside, what does that mean? Whose body is that? Actually, so that's sort of from the 1st episode. If you've seen the opening shot, but she wakes up on a conference table because she just had been severed. So, but that's interesting that we had the snow pattern in the parking lot. All right, so let's look at the vinyl inside, and we have a picture of their desks, their cubicles. They're on this big empty floor, and it's just the 4 desks there in their department. So that's just kind of weird. And in the back, there's just the credit information, composer and all that. And if we look at the vinyl, I like that the sleeve actually has like plastic in there, so to help protect it, so you're not just shoving your record in paper. There's a little bit of extra protectiveness. And then we can see the vinyl, nice white. I am a huge sucker for colored vinyl. Like if it's a black vinyl, I'm like, if it's obviously if it's an album I'm gonna get it, but and sometimes it's just kind of a bummer. So we have that, and again, we got the logo, the Mondo logo in the Lumen, and then on the back side, we just have the track listing for both sides listed on there. So this is, I forget what the price is of this, but I'm pretty sure this was a cheaper version because that's all you get. Yeah, so this one I believe retails for $35 from Mondo, but I think you could even like order it off of Amazon like other places too. Okay, so then put that back in the sleeve. So yeah, that's the Innie. This is an Outie version. Outie version. Now the Innie one, this one is like $60. $35, $60. Like, so do the math. How much did I spend for one soundtrack? Sucker. All right. So if we look at this, and again, look at the logo there, so we can see it looks a little. Yeah. All right. So okay, then. So I'm gonna have to save this, right? I don't want to save these, but I have to. Well, so what looks like just a file folder, which is interesting because I don't know if you can see it if you look carefully there. We have the Lumen actual logo, so like with the drop, I can barely see it in this light. So we have that. But what's interesting about this is you see, can you read that? I can't read that. We have music experience options, music safety guide, and macro data refinement handbook. So that's what it says up there. I'm sure you can read that. But if you look at this, it's like an actual file folder, which is I think is super cool. So if we look at the safety guide, so let's pull this out first. Oh, I'm seeing something on the back. So if check that out. I'm not going to read all this because that's going to take forever. Enjoying your music safely. Let's talk about washing your hands with the records, headphones. So this is kind of funny. It has nothing to do with the actual show, obviously, but it's just kind of silly, enjoying the music. There's a aspect of music, whatever, kind of. So we have that. But on the back of this is why I love Mondo, to do little stuff like this. So it's like there's a piece of paper tape to that. I don't want to say too much if you haven't watched the show, but we have this map of the office, maybe? Like what? Maybe I shouldn't be showing you that. So let's put this back in. Oh wait, so this was in the first. What is this? Okay, and then let me put that in. I think that was mine. I'm like getting so excited. Okay, so the second feature is a music experience. Choose one. So we have the title, because there's a whole thing about choosing the type of music. And then on the back, again, more credits about from the album. But for this one, so let me just set this back in here. So we had this envelope. Oh, what I don't like is that it's sealed. Oh, and everything, if you get the Fight Club album, there's some stuff you gotta do there. Okay, so I'm breaking the seal. Luckily it didn't like rip everything. So if we look what's in here, we have so they, it's basically their name tags. So here we have Mark S. and facts about employees. I'm just going to let you, I'm not going to read that because my eyesight's like getting worse and worse, it seems like, by the second or by the day. So you can see there's Mark. And we have Irving B. And you can read about him. Hopefully that's in focus. And again, me in front of the camera, I can't see what I'm doing. Let's go with Dylan G. Our boy Dylan. one cracks me up in the show, man. And then last but not least, new employee, Helly. Helly R. Helly is a fast typist. Helly is slow to trust but loyal. You can read all that. I need to read these. Okay, so that's really cool that we have this information about them. So let's set this. I need to read those later. And then the last thing is the record. So it's like it's its own folder, but there's also something else here too. So if we look at, and this is kind of cool, the sleeve, because you can see it looks like it's like an old record. It looks like, you know, it's got the worn mark on there. And it's Defiant Jazz. Again, if you watch the show, you know what that means. And if we take out the vinyl. So this is just regular black vinyl, and I know what I just said, that it's like, oh, I don't really like black vinyl. But, you know, I kind of take that back here. The fact that this is like a regular old school, you know, sleeve, I really dig the fact that it's like a regular black vinyl, because it's like really fitting for that. So we have just that, you know, Defiant Jazz, and on this side we have the track listing again. So same exact albums. So how much do you love the show, basically, is like what it comes out to. I love the show, so that's why I spent such a crazy amount, I should put it this way, on the same album twice. It's a good soundtrack too. I love the music. I was like, yeah, I won't go into that, but yeah. So then what do we have here? Last thing, we have some Egan Bingo. And again, if you watch the show, you know what that means. I'm not going to go through all of these, but yeah, Lumen Will Save the World, Unexplained Egan Death, Dueling, and so forth. So this is, I mean, like I said, Mondo does an amazing job with their vinyls, and it's definitely worth the wait, because, you know, you pre-ordered, then you're like waiting, it's like, when's it gonna come, when's it gonna come? But these are just so cool. I think this, and now you're saying $60, that's crazy. This is, to me, this is worth $60, even though it's not even a colored vinyl, but you have all this other extra stuff. So I just think that's really cool. Now it's not, it's a kind of a weird sleeve, you know, because it's just a folder, but it's kind of cool. So these are your two options. These are available now. I think Mondo is trying to increase their stock so they don't sell out right away, because in the old days it's like they sell out like quickly. There's been so many albums where I've waited. It's like, I'm gonna wait till next week when I get paid, when I have some money in my account, and then it's sold out. So these, I didn't want to wait. I think they might still be available. So definitely watch the show if you haven't. Apple TV, there's a lot of good shows on Apple TV. This is not sponsored. A lot of good shows on there. Severance, I love this show so much. My favorite show of last year, hands down. So check these out. So this is the Outie version. This is the Innie version. Same soundtrack. Great soundtrack. Listen to the soundtrack. If you use, you know, Amazon Music, Spotify, whatever, you should be able to listen to it. It's really cool, really good vibe. Awesome vinyl production sets. There you go. So that is it for this week. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you love the show or if you haven't watched it yet. And which version do you like better? Do you like the colored with the sleeve and the pictures? Or do you like the Innie, which is different but more stuff? So I think they both have their pros and cons, which again is why I couldn't decide on one, because I'm a sucker. So there you go. Thanks for watching. You'll see me again in the next video.